The Hamas terror attacks against Israelis shocked Jewish Americans who have held rallies in support of Israel and in memory of the victims. Yair Lev, originally from Jerusalem, shared his views during a rally in Philadelphia.
It's about condemning the worst crime in the last 80 years, anti-Semite, anti-the Jews. And we can't tolerate this, and we have to do something, all of us, no matter what the religion or race, to do whatever we can to support Israel in these terrible times.
Most Jewish Americans polled by Pew Research Center in 2019 and 2020 said they believed caring about Israel was an essential or important part of what being Jewish means to them. But data also showed emerging differences between the younger and older generations, which some analysts say still prevail.
There's much stronger identification with Israel, a much stronger sense that that Israel is part of our identity and part of what it is to be Jewish among older Jews and among more religious Jews. Jews that are both unaffiliated and are younger, you would find that probably a majority of them don't actually very strongly identify with Israel.
Some of the younger Jewish Americans who protested on the U.S. Capitol grounds in mid-October say they were devastated by the Hamas sneak terrorist attack, but disapprove of Israel's military response and the ensuing humanitarian crisis in Gaza.
We are bringing that grief and that pain into the streets to say that this war, this assault on the Palestinian people that is happening right now is not going to keep our relatives safe. It's not going to bring our loved ones back.
Other Jewish American demonstrators have raised concerns about Washington's stance on the conflict.
President Biden, open your eyes. Look at what's happening in Gaza. Look at the devastation in Gaza. If you want to be able to live with yourself, you need to stand up and end the genocide and demand a ceasefire right now.
There needs to be pressure from the United States and from other countries to stop this madness and the war.
Asher Kaufman, a professor of history and peace studies, noted that as Israel's counterattack continues and the death toll from the violence climbs, it becomes more difficult to hold nuanced views on the conflict.
You can condemn the actions that Hamas perpetrated on October 7th. And at the same time, you could also be critical of the Israeli continued occupation of the West Bank and the siege of Gaza. These two do not cancel each other out in my view, in my mind. But it's very hard now to make these complex observations. People have no patience.
In Kaufman's view, the divide could become even deeper if the humanitarian situation in Gaza worsens. Veronica, Balderas, Iglesias, VOA News, Washington.